Hello everyone. Well, I finished the Kate Middleton Barbie wedding dress, and excuse me, I have the hiccups. Anyway, I know I had said that the next project I was planning on doing was a larger doll pattern, maybe for one of my 18-inch dolls. But my mom is complaining that that I don't have any window coverings on. And she complains it gets too bright in my room, because she knows sometimes she hangs out in my room and she uses my Wii to play video games, or she's on my computer, or so and she was saying, well, now that you have the computer in your room, it might be good to not have the sun fully on it. Now, the thing is, I don't really like drapes most of the time. Because I really like my windows being full and open so that I can get all the full benefit of the light. But I have to admit, like around afternoon, or around 3 or 4 o'clock when the sun is setting, it gets incredibly bright. This window's more the problem than that window. So, and sometimes, like if I'm playing a video game in here, I have to wait at certain times. I can't play it when the sun is at its brightest, because I can't really see the television screen. So, I was like, okay. I don't like blinds because they collect dust and they're kind of hard to clean. And, so I was looking at McCall's patterns the other day, McCall's Home Patterns. This is 3219. And I really liked what they call cafe curtains. And cafe curtains have something along the top, and then they have some things that you kind of put to, and what's nice about that is that, you can probably just take them off and wash them. It's probably not going to be a big deal to take them off. That was really what I didn't like about curtains, is that sometimes they were, it was difficult to remove them and, and clean them. But these are short, and, so they should be pretty easy to remove. So, now, I got a little stressed out because, when I went to look to see how much fabric I needed, they didn't really say. And I guess it's because you're supposed, in this case, they expected you to kind of figured it out on your own. So, I couldn't even find any general rules of thumbs. They claimed they have it somewhere. I didn't see it. Yeah, I didn't really see anything, like VH, which is the cafe curtains. They said, cafe curtains in valance with clip-on rings, they didn't seem to really tell you. So what you were supposed to do is measure your window. So I pretty much had to guess. These windows are the same size. They're 36 inches wide. So that's actually 1 yard of fabric. And then they're 38 inches up and down. So I figured, well, okay, it's 36 inches wide. I'll give myself another quarter yard from that, so I can, well, if I had wanted a lot of ruffles, I guess I would have given myself more, but I don't really care about having a lot of ruffles, So I only gave myself a quarter inch, an additional quarter. And so I figured it would be about 5 yards to make each window, the covering for each window. So hopefully I was right, but my mom said, yeah, that sounds pretty good, that sounds like the amount you need. So, I went to the fabric store, and I was hoping to find something with a white background and bright sunflowers. But But any of the sunflower fabrics I saw, they were all dark colors. And I didn't like that. So, finally, I saw this, and yeah, I know, you're all going, whoa, everybody at the fabric store, when I came with this, they went, whoa! But I think it's going to kind of be pretty. I do like bright, you know, I really do like bright colors. And what's kind of funny is I thought there was two, I didn't know there was going to be enough on this one. Oh, I forgot what they call it. It's the cardboard piece that they wrap fabric around in the store. And I brought two of them because I thought they were the same thing. It turned out that they were the same colors, but they were two different fabrics. And I was so worried because I had preferred this one. And I didn't know if there was going to be 5 yards of it, and the lady said, well, we'll see. And as it turned out, it had exactly 5 yards and maybe a little bit more. So I lucked out there. And so, actually, I was lucky in a lot of ways. So then, the fabric was well, it was $7.99 a yard, but it was 30% off, I think. I don't know. Anyway, it was, oh wait, no, 5 yards at $5.59. Oh yeah, but I think that was after it was 30% taken off. Anyway, it came to a total of $27.95, which I didn't think was too bad. And then the thread is $2.99. And it was really nice because the manager, I had some coupons, but I only thought I was going to be able to use one coupon on one item, and you can only use it on regular priced items, and this was 30% off. So, and I bought some tension rods, and because there's, you know, there's 2 parts, I needed 4 parts, you know, because notice, like, you know, there's 2 rods with this. So I needed 4 of them, and I thought I was only going to be able to use one coupon on one of the rods, and the rods are $5.99 each. But the lady was really nice, and she said, well, as long as the coupons are different, have different numbers, I can use a coupon on each item. So she used, you know, she used the 40, you know, a different one. And all of this, the 4 tension rods, the thread, and the fabric only cost me $44.20. And I'm pretty sure it would have been, if everything had been normal price, I think it would have been at least $10 more, probably, you know. At least, so, at least that. And the McCall's pattern we got, they had it on sale for 99 cents. Every so often they have these sales, or where they'll put McCall's on for 99 cents, so it's really nice. So, anyway, so that's everything I got, and so my next project is going to make myself some curtains. And so stay tuned, though it looks like I'm kind of running out of juice here, but stay tuned anyway. Okay, now I find the general directions. I couldn't find this the other day. Okay, so the first step in estimating fabric needs is to install the hardware, as it is almost impossible to determine the amount of fabric until you have positioned the hardware for hanging the window treatment. Yeah, I didn't do that. Take measurements in inches or centimeters. Write these measurements down. Measure the width and length needed. See individual instructions. To find the number of widths of fabric necessary for your curtain, divide the width needed by the width of the fabric you plan to use. Round any fraction to the next whole number. Multiply the number of widths needed by the length to determine the amount of fabric needed. So, okay, the number of widths you need is like, okay, with me I needed, well, 36 at least, and then you divide by the width of your fabric, how wide it is.
That's probably 45 inch. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. No, that's fine. Yeah, okay, so, you know, and then the number, and that'll equal the number of widths of fabric needed. And then you take the number of widths of fabric needed and you multiply by the lengths that are needed, and that tells you the amount of fabric. So that's what that's what they tell you. No, it's okay. You can interrupt here. So now it's a matter of trying to find the. So hopefully I eyeballed correctly, and hopefully I did eyeball correctly. So we'll see. It's rather embarrassing to, I don't know, I had the instructions, but when I was looking at them the other day, I didn't see all the helpful parts. You know, it was kind of, it was kind of one of those impulse thing, you know. I didn't realize my mom was going to Joann, and I said, oh, I want to go and get curtain stuff, and so I quickly looked at the pattern, and I should have kind of looked at it a lot more closely, but, oh well, we'll hope for the best. Anyway, so cafe curtains with valance and clip-on rings, though you can actually sew them on too, which is what I'm probably going to do. So the width, you measure the rod, you multiply by 1.5, and then you add 8 inches for 4 side hems. This is the total for the 2 panels. The length, you place a ring on the rod, measure from clip-on ring or bottom of sew-on ring to desired length. Add 12.5 inches for the hem, seam allowance, and facing. And then you figure amount of fabric needed for the cafe curtains, and you see journal directions. For the valance, you measure the rod, multiply by 1.5, add 4 inches for side hems. Length of fabric needed for valance, including hems, seam allowance, and facing, is 22.5 inches. And then you figure. So there we go. Okay, update guys, and then I'm going to have to charge this camcorder. This is the absolutely worst pattern my mom has ever seen. I took it out, I was totally confused, you know, I guess it wants to be a one-size-fits-all type of pattern, so it relies on you doing a lot of figuring. But then, you know how with the Kate Middleton thing, it said it would have these numbers on the little pattern sheets, and it would say cut out 2 pieces of number 9 and you know, and all that. This doesn't have this. It has numbered pieces, but it doesn't tell you what each part is. You know, the others tended to label what the stuff is, and this didn't. It just told you. It didn't tell you to cut which parts, you know, to cut out. And my mom said these instructions are the absolutely most incomprehensible she's ever read. And she said, you know, and my mom's had more experience at sewing than I have, so pretty much it's F this pattern. We're going to eyeball. Now, can I eyeball this and make my own window, my own curtains? Well, we're going to find out. So, anyway, I have to charge this thing up. So, stay tuned.